Hello, everybody, and welcome to WASD20 Live. We're here playing Icewind Dale Rhyme or Reason. Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
Doing well.
Doing awesome, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, yeah, pretty good. So I told these guys, I'm like semi-parenting right now, because my wife is at another child sports game, and I've got two kids running around here. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, it will not be shortened in any way by interruptions. But thank you all for being here, for hanging out in the chat with us. Thanks to Patrick for posting some announcements. Check them out at the top of the chat. Some good stuff going on. I want to thank, before we get going, I want to thank our sponsor, Hero Forge. They're heroic, guys. They help support the stream here, and they make awesome products, such as, let me show you some 3D printable miniatures. Check out this one. Imagine being able to customize your character, hair, weapons, armor, clothing, pose, base, all this stuff. Facial expression, like so much, color, and then having it shipped to your house in miniature form. Amazing. We also used Hero Forge to make the tokens you see on stream here tonight. So character portraits and stuff. So definitely check out Hero Forge at heroforge.com. There's a link in the video description. They also now, in addition to color printed miniatures, you can get unpainted, you can get 3D printable miniatures that you can 3D print on your own. You can even now get 2D standees. What? They're cool. And they're always adding new stuff. A few of the highlights from recent stuff. I love the barrel editions. They're really up in their barrel game. You want an ale barrel? You want a flaming barrel that will explode? Whatever your barrel needs are, they've got you covered. Some new poses I thought were pretty cool. Especially love the one on the right there. So check them out at heroforge.com.
Can I also say that I'm really impressed? Very recently, they've just added in a bunch of battle-worn armors and weapons and stuff like that, and they look sick. So, like a lot of people were saying like how like very clean a lot of the costumes and a lot of the armor is. That was always a worry for you, well, worry no more. There's just tons of options for broken chainmail, scuffed up plate mail, and tons of swords and axes, which are broken, chipped, scratched up. Definitely makes the Hero Forge models feel so lived in.
Yeah, sweet. That's cool. All right. Well, we're going to begin here. As you can see, Ryan is not with us tonight, but he should be back next time. Couldn't make it tonight. But we're carrying on, and we'll see how much Dranyage tags along with the group here. Let us know how our, Patrick says, they need wearable barrels. They might have that. I'm not totally sure, but if not, only a matter of time. Where last we left off, our players had been exploring the city of Yithrin, and last session they finally got the 8th inscription needed for the Rite of the Arcane Octad. This is the rite that will allow them passage to the central spire you see before you in the image below. They know that the demi-lich Iriolarthus dwells in this spire and has been watching them here and there throughout the city of Yithrin. Remember that the party is here because, possibly a couple reasons. One, there could be items of power here buried beneath the ice in this city of very high ancient magic that could break the spell, the curse of the Frost Maiden that is on Icewind Dale, keeping it in eternal winter and darkness. Second, perhaps they have ulterior motives. There are items of power here. I will say no more. We've been having a lot of fun here, and we're going to pick things up. The party had just is exploring the library, and I said you guys can kind of tell me what you might be doing in the library, whether you're looking for books on certain topics, whether you are just chilling, sharpening weapons, trimming your beards. I don't know. Does anyone? Oh, Grutvar's got a beard. Yeah, Dranyaj used to have a beard, but Luxodon. So whatever you guys do, I'll let you kind of narrate that. And then I think you had decided to take a long rest in the library. So we will do that as well. I did, in anticipation of that long rest, have the party level up to 10. So if you're wondering what level they are now level 10. We're getting up there. All right. Guys, what would your characters be doing in the library as you try to pass a few hours before your long rest?
I'll go first. Fizwick had heard a tale about an archaeologist that had went to a library once and had broken through the floor of the library and uncovered a huge tomb. So he's been inspired by that his whole life, and it's just really spent the whole time exploring every crack, looking for wind where it shouldn't be, light coming out of crevices, weird sensations, anything about the library that might lead to something out of the ordinary.
Nice. Okay. So I will let you decide kind of, what sorts of things specifically do you think Fizwick might find? Actually, I'm going to have you each make an investigation roll too to see how successful you are. So go ahead and make an investigation roll there, Fizwick.
Nice. I'm going to burn through that inspiration and do that again because that was a 2.
Okay. You sure you want to waste inspiration? I mean, spend inspiration on that?
I don't know. It sounds awfully cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to find a secret room. I don't think we've done that this 14.
Okay. Yeah. Fizwick, you, as you're exploring the books, you pull a book off a shelf. And as soon as you pull this one book, you notice a strange crack of kind of light coming from the bookshelf behind it. One of the books up against the wall. And you realize this is not an exterior wall, an interior wall, and there is a strange purplish glow kind of coming through a crack there.
Fizwick starts screaming to call everybody over to inspect it some more. He doesn't want to touch things anymore.
So you guys do see this purplish light coming through this crack.
Nikos, Grekfar, John, what do you think? I found some light. Look at the book.
He kind of shimmies up along the bookshelf.
Let's see if I can help you make that crack a bit larger. And I use my warhammer and a makeshift. Let's see. I look around and see if I can find. I can use a kind of a makeshift chisel. And I want to start hammering away at it, see if I can break any of it loose.
Sure, yeah. You could probably use a stick, and the wood is fairly rotten, and you're soon able to see inside this room that there is a purple flame illuminating a chamber, and inside this chamber there is a book on a pedestal, and a couple of potions sitting on a shelf.
He gave me exactly what I wanted. This is awesome. Fizwick would just be kind of like, he really doesn't want to touch anything at this point. He's still just peering and kind of letting these 3 take the reins.
I'll cast Identify on the book to determine if there's any sort of, if it's a magic imbued object, and if it's magic, then what kind of magic it is. It requires attunement.
It is a book that has the plans for various weapons, magical weapons. It seems to have incantations and like actual what do you call them? Not blueprints, but what do you
Schematics.
Schematics. Thank you. There's the word. Nailed it. Yeah, for creating magical weapons.
Fizwick's looking over your shoulder, like literally on you, looking over your shoulder.
Elias would probably pay quite a lot of money for that.
well, before we get to selling it, we should take a look at it ourselves. Gruckvar, being a forge worker and having some experience with
Oh, there you
smithing,
go. That's
is
right,
very
you're a smith.
curious about what's within this book.
It's like it's your destiny to find this.
Gruckvar, as you look at it, you feel like with the help of perhaps Professor Scant, who can interpret a little bit better, that you would probably be able to, try to enchant some weapons.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it in the language of this ancient empire?
Yeah.
Is it Netherese or?
Yeah, the
something?
tongue is called Loros,
Okay.
and the script is fairly similar to Draconic. So yeah, it's like Nikos could read it too because he speaks Draconic, I believe. Yeah, but.
Well, Gruckvar suggests that we all put our heads together and interpret it as best we can. Are there any plans in there for a bow, like a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Or arrows?
Yeah. Probably for both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What
So
about
the
for a
book would-
warhammer?
The book would have multiple plans.
Yeah, it's got lots of
Okay.
plans. Yep. I would say Warhammer as well. Yep.
We don't have all the time in the world, given what we're up to today and the following days. So I take a look at it and I try to determine how long would it take to follow through on one of these plans. And would it require, extra materials? Does it require magical elements or items or ingredients?
I would say that probably with the incantations you have and the materials you have, you could probably makeshift, give an attempt at like 2 weapons before your long rest, or in the next 12 hours or whatever.
Okay. Perhaps we should draw straws to see which of us can attempt a weapons upgrade. I'm willing to put the time into to make this work, but I want to make sure that everyone's got a fair chance. Knowing that maybe, Dranyaj might want to, well, he already kind of has a magic weapon, but he might want to do something there. What do you think, Fizwick?
Yeah, I like straws.
Fizwick's like straws.
Okay.
Listen,
All right.
hold
Do
up.
we just want to roll a d20, or what do you guys think?
Roll a d4 twice, and then, each
Okay.
of us assigned a number or something.
What? You gotta make it that complicated. How about just a D20?
Because what was that amount? How would that work?
Biggest number would be longest straw.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna roll
Okay.
a D6.
That's better. Let's do
four
that.
D4s.
Yeah.
3
Repeat that
d12.
and then-
All right. I'll roll for Dranyaj.
Okay. You're rolling a d20 here?
Oh
Okay.
man,
Dranyaj got an 8.
I got a 12.
18.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 19.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Does Nikos have any weapons?
That
he would
my
want to
tongue?
You've got an
now
echo.
I have the power. I have my no, I've been using my flaming staff.
Okay. You've got an echo going on, by the way.
We
Do I?
watched him realize it. It was hilarious.
Oh no.
So-
Sorry, one moment.
No worries.
He's in a cave, actually, right now. Michael is actually traveling abroad, and he's doing some touring, checking
There
out
you
a.
go.
Well, this is a small room that we're in. There
He's
could be an echo in
really
here.
got a pretty impressive green screen
It's the-
portable setup, and
The ambiance of the chamber.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess if Nikos would want a weapon enchanted, he did roll higher than Gruckvar. But Gruckvar is also doing the one doing the enchanting. So I don't know. I'll let you guys sort that out.
Well, as you say, we could do 2. We could try for
Yeah,
2.
probably 2. Yep. Make an
All right, I'm
attempt
going
at
to try for doing something with a warhammer here.
Okay. Yeah, so while you're enchanting the weapons, and I'll have you make your rolls in a second, I do want to hear from Nikos. What are you looking for in the library, or what are you doing in the library for
First,
the
is
several
that
hours?
better?
I think there's still an echo.
Oh my god. That's gonna have to fix it for now.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. Nikos is looking up and searching for information pertaining to memory loss, like basically ways of restoring memory and like what kinds of effects, like especially hags, what kind of spells and the like they might have been using to what kind of spells they might have been using to influence the mind, and if there's any ways to reverse it. Ever since the incident, Nikos has kind of felt bits of himself sort of slipping, and he's growing increasingly more and more concerned with how much of himself he is slowly losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation roll if you don't mind.
Of course. 18.
Okay. Yeah, you you find some books, and I believe you had been looking before last session too for some books on like what do you call it? Ceramorphosis, or what's the process?
Yeah, like the transformation from person host into illithid is also among that. So like basically what's happening to me? Is it my condition? Is it the curse that the witches put like manifesting in a stronger way? That's basically all of that.
Yeah, I would say that you probably find enough information to recognize that this is mainly because of the process of you becoming more illithid. But you also do find enough information that leads you to believe that any type of magic that penetrates your psyche, if you will, or probes your mind, can definitely do some damage in that realm in terms of memory loss. As you're doing so, you find yourself even like maybe getting flashes of memory of things that you'd forgotten, but then you quickly like kind of are losing other things too, and you're growing frustrated as you search for this. But you do find information that confirms your suspicions.
Yeah, at some point in the night, you just hear the sounds of like books getting thrown and clattered over the ground, as that frustration sort of peaks.
Yeah, nice. Grukvar, what are you looking for? I mean, other than your attempts at enchanting the weapons, are there what goals would Grukvar have here in the library?
Before Fizwick found that intriguing crack in the wall, Grukvar remembered that before they had attacked Scribenscry, the Arcane, that he had found a scroll or a book or something that actually mentioned Arthas, and was kind of describing, what role he maybe had perhaps in the city before it fell, and also what he was doing right after the fall into the Redhead Glacier.
Yeah. And
so he went to go try and find that scroll or book back to try and gain more information, because he's been increasingly concerned as we've been moving forward here, seeing the Demilich sort of following us and wanting to know if there's any potential information there that could help us as a group in an encounter with the Demilich.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me see what you can find here. So you find some writings about Eriolarthus, kind of like Eriolarthus, a history.
Okay.
And the there's someone describing the process of Eriolarthus moving from lich to demi-lich. That process being that he's not attending his phylactery well enough because of the lack of resources in Yithrin since its fall, and his body is wasting away until all that remains is the head. So you kind of read about someone's reflections on that process and kind of lamenting his fall into demi-lichdom. Let's see. You find some information that the wizards of Yithrin, headed by Eriolarthus, were on a mission to find relics and ruins of Ostaria, a 40,000-year-old empire of spell-casting giants.
Whoa.
And they were basically flying the city around as it was a floating city, actually looking for relics and ruins of Ostoria. Let's see. There's definitely some more here. Yeah, he was obsessed with finding relics. Let's see. Apprentice mages would graduate from the House of the Arcane and would join one of the 8 arcane towers, each one being dedicated to a different school of magic. The Wizards of Yithrin all would get a wand from the Nether Oak at the heart of the city, and they would have to kind of like make their own wand.
So that kind of
I like that one.
That kind of centers us in on the rite we have to perform to get into the center spire, right? Like perhaps that's in the past that's what was going on there, is you had to know those skills. You had to prove yourself as a magic user.
Yeah.
To be considered able to go inside there.
Yep. And the other thing I'll just say is yeah, that Eriolarthus, just kind of this person talking about how there have been several who have tried to, or who have considered overthrowing him. But he seems to be, just so incredibly resistant to any traditional attacks, and just has the ability to drain the life from others and bolster himself.
Interesting. Okay, well, that would confirm for Grukvar his fears that this is a very powerful oppositional force that we'd be coming up against here. Okay, well, that's helpful.
All right. So, Grukvar, you try to enchant your Warhammer. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. I can't remember what kind of roll we made before when you were trying to craft stuff. Do you remember?
I do not. No.
Let's see. What would be appropriate for like a...
I think that would be wisdom, wouldn't it?
In
Not
your
intelligence.
You definitely would be proficient. So you add your proficiency. And
Yeah.
then...
And I have jeweler's tools, mason's tools, and smith's tools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see. You know what? Let's Google it real quick. Smithing.
Okay.
In 5e. And just see if there's a like a check that would be appropriate.
Good thinking.
Well, wouldn't that be just the proficiency with the tools check?
Yeah, and I think probably, well, yeah, normal blacksmithing would probably be like strength as well, but maybe that's just to do it quicker. Yeah, let's just do a check with your, and I'm not going to make it a super hard check.
Should it,
but-
is it a magical DC? I mean, is it like something I could use magic for as well? Is that part of this or?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's add your wisdom and proficiency.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just going to roll D20 then and then add that.
Yep.
13.
Okay. Yeah. You managed to make a so you kind of take metal and kind of bend it around the handle of your hammer in certain intricate patterns that are indicated in this book.
Mhm.
And through your your just knowledge of the incantations, probably with the help of Professor Scant, you are able to make a +1 warhammer.
Nice. Awesome.
Yep.
I have a trait called Blessing of the Forge. At the end of a long rest, you can imbue magic into a weapon or armor by touching a non-magical virgin. And until your next long rest or you die, the object grants a +1 bonus to either AC or attack and damage rolls. And so can this just be permanent, basically? I've just done this Warhammer. I don't have to do this thing anymore.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wait, hold up. Did you say touching a non-magical virgin? That's
I
what I heard.
I might have. I tried to say version.
Oh, okay.
It's possible.
No, it's like-
Virgin Warhammer.
You know what? Let's have one of our viewers roll the tape back in.
I was, I was gonna nominate Fizwick, but you said non-magical, so that ruled him out.
Okay, it's a very magical version. Won't really. I switched it around. I tried to say virgin there and said version. Interesting. All right. Well, I got a little bit of a hang up here.
You do.
But it made sense for a second. I was like, yeah, non-magical virgin. Okay.
All right. Fizwick and Nikos also rolled quite high. I think Nikos got a 19. So I'm not sure if you guys want to duke it out. I kind of feel like since Fizwick found the room, it should be Fizwick's weapon. But because Nikos doesn't really use weapons as much. But
Can he make
what
something?
do you think,
But he got a
Michael?
19. Can he
Although
make like
Nick-
a ring or is
Oh,
there?
no,
any
Nikos
kind of-
is going to do something very sneaky. As he holds like the longer straw, he's actually going to wrap it and roll it around his middle finger, so it looks a lot shorter. And he's going to claim that Fizwick won the.
This guy.
But he's gonna do it so that he doesn't realize it.
Nice. Make a performance check to see if Fizwick buys it.
I've actually got a decent.
Yeah, because Fizwick was thinking about screwing you guys with like shorter sticks, anyway. So
23.
Oh yeah, man. Fizwick, I don't even think you need to roll. You don't notice. You're like, yeah,
It's a
I
magic
got
trick.
it, man.
David blamed it.
Yeah, he did. All right. So Fizwick, I'm assuming you might want your rapier or bow an attempt at enchanting.
Yeah, I would definitely take it on the actually the rapier. I don't see any point of using it anymore.
Yeah, it's a little more damp.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I don't know
bow.
if it is, but
Bow. What am I
yeah.
saying, Mike?
bow.
Oh wait, that might be a waste. Well, because I have a bow that I need to get reshaped, that magic one. But yeah, let's just do the bow while we're here. Why not?
All right. Cool. All right, Grokvar, go ahead and roll another d20 and add your wisdom plus proficiency.
And can you put some kind of special touch on it, like maybe like an animal or something, or like?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me what it
16.
looks like.
16 is the roll.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to also make a +1 bow. Is it a long bow or short bow there, Fizzy?
It would be a short bow.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, so that'll be a +1 short bow now.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I
what?
try and give it the appearance of Federo. Like his outstretched wings, but they're very, very
Nice.
narrow. And they create the arms of the bow. and his head, his face is in sort of center of it. So it looks like he's sort of spreading his wings out when he holds, but to the health.
What a cool idea if somebody hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, that is cool.
I love it.
So
Thank you, Gregfar. It's amazing.
And he's just looking over it, just like it's a new toy.
and the wings, like each kind of feather of the wing has this little like arcane sigil from the book that kind of helps imbue it with the magic.
The craftsmanship.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in the library before we head for a long rest?
I'd like to use my smithy tools to build a little clasp on the back of my holy symbol of Ula, and the holy symbol that we found way back in the Caves of Hunger that I think is for Mistra or Mistral, that goddess of magic or light, I think. I don't remember which it is.
Yeah, Mistra, I think, is correct. Yeah, okay.
And then clip those, so I can clip those into my beard for ease of use.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you managed to fashion, while you have your metalworking tools out. Yep, I like it. That's cool. All right. Anything else Nikos or Fizwick would like to do or look for before we head for a long rest?
No.
No.
Okay. Very good. So you guys can go ahead and take that long rest if you haven't already on your character sheet. And time passes without any interruption. You guys kind of find, away from the door areas and try to tuck yourselves in the corners of the library. And you are undisturbed for that long rest. You wake up and you're level 10. You feel all of a sudden like, boom, there's this little 10 you see above your head, like, what's going on?
Ding! Boom.
And Dranyaj is the first to wake up, and you just kind of hear this like pounding of Loxodon hooves that probably disturbs the rest of your rest. And there's that, yeah, horn or the other end. I mean, trunk or the other end. You're not quite sure.
Was that a nose blow? What was
But-
that?
No, that was.
You just create. Oh, okay.
I was wondering what you were doing over there. I thought you were maybe taking a bite of food, but no. All right. So, you guys awaken. What do you do as you kind of prepare here?
Well, every morning or every rest cycle, Nikos is going to be picking up the Codicil the White and sort of just digesting more and more of it as we go. Again, not being able to really connect in the same way to it as he used to be able to back when he was a red wizard. It's a source of both curiosity and frustration for him. So I'll be getting some some breakfast, little slivers of the red wizards that we encountered just before we entered Yithrin, while at the same time just like reading through and trying to find out whatever I can. I'm also keeping very, very good notes on it as well. So like, how like when you got like a university textbook, you've got like markings and writings, like maybe this refers to this or maybe this refers to that. If Yithrin, based on what we found out after entering it, maybe this is what this means. I'm just scrolling over this to make it more accessible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Fizwick was going to check out any last minute books he could on automatons for Elias. He had something he wanted to make with the owl. Thought he might be able to help him.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, Fizwick. And
10.
I would say you probably managed to find something that might relate, some kind of small volume. You're not totally sure if it would be useful, but you could slip it into your pack.
Sure.
And yeah, it's probably a matter of like, I can't really read this. I can't really understand, but I see pictures that look like they might be the right thing.
Just
one
like real
thing-
life.
Yeah. One thing I forgot. I need you guys all to make me a Constitution saving throw.
18.
Okay.
19.
7.
Okay.
For
And
me-
Dranyaj
Oh,
got.
Sorry, 23 actually.
Wow. What a roll.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
proficient in Constitution checks.
Let's see. Dranyaj.
20
Oh,
for Velen.
Okay. Okay. Grukvar. This is similar to the effects that Dranyaj and Fizwick had experienced previously. That you succeeded on the last one. So what I need you to do, that does make this one a little easier. I need you to, oh no, it's not going to matter. It would be reduced, the check is reduced by a d6. The DC is 15, but it's reduced by a d6. So even if you rolled a 6, would still be
Yeah, I still would be under.
9. Yeah, and you rolled a 7. So, yep. So you begin to kind of just have this creeping feeling of paranoia a little bit, and yeah, just kind of growing a little bit wary and untrusting of those around you. Fizwick and Dranyaj, you still feel that, but it's not any worse. Okay. What would you guys like to do from here? I'll show the map here. We do have the central spire. Hold on a sec. The map. Okay. And so just to remind our viewers here, the yellow kind of shows the yellow line, which is a little bit hard to see, shows the path that our player characters have traveled. I don't think I quite completed it, but anyway, you guys have pretty much been all around the city here. And yeah, I did put the Owlbear Rodeo link in the Facebook chat too, guys. But you guys are currently at the library here. And it looks like this... what is it called? I called it a flying buttress last time. Well, that is not accurate. It is... they call it an arcing strut of dark stone rises from this ruined district to a junction high up on the central spire. And you guys would have noticed as you passed that earlier that there is like a door in that strut that seems to go up to the central spire. Yep. What would you guys like to do?
As everyone sort of things together, or take out that scroll that Scriven Scry had found earlier and sort of lays it out on a table and smooths it.
You were cutting out there. You said take the scroll and then what?
Sort of smooths it on a table and harkens to everyone together around and points at some of the things he's learned, like that Larthus. This is something I got from last time Scriven Scry was reading it, is convinced that so it's one of the reasons he didn't leave the area. He just assumed that eventually someone will come and get them. So he's expecting someone to arrive. And that might be why he was looking at us to try to determine if we were, rescuers coming to help or looters or what. And I also point out that what they were looking for was this lost civilization of giants. And I point to Dranyaj and say, we've got a giant here of our own. So that might serve us well. And I suggest that we either trust that he would, consider a giant elephant person, a giant like he was looking for, or perhaps he could use this hat of disguise to make himself look like a more sort of conventional humanoid giant. And hopefully use that to gain trust and greet the Iriel Arthas
So
and
just
say,
to clarify, your plan in order to get their trust is to lie to them.
of course. The point will be he won't know we're lying. He expects something, and I expect us to serve up that lie to him.
You're not really familiar with the idea of negotiation, are you?
Well,
The thing is, there are many different species of giant. Simply getting the wrong one already puts us in a position where we will immediately become untrusting.
do you have a counter suggestion?
Yes, my counter suggestion is the fact that we have blown away most of the obstacles that have faced off against us with sheer force, wit, and man magic. There is very little that we need to worry about at this stage. The city is abandoned. The floating scowl obviously provides a reasonable source of magical threats, but we have ways of dealing with this. What should really be happening is they should be negotiating with us if they are, of course, open or amiable to this particular course of action. Otherwise, we have much more hanging in the balance. Do not forget that all of Icewind Dale is currently gripped in a never-ending winter at the behest of a goddess whose whims seem to be to starve out the people here. And while it may not be in my interest to save the people, people have money. And I cannot take a gold coin from a dead body in good conscience. Because how will they get more? So, as far as I'm concerned, we should do this in the direct way. Or as I'd like to maybe say, let's put a little Fizwick on this. Let's walk right up to the gate, open the doors, and let where the dice lie.
Pound and pound, baby. Smash and crash.
Grugvar points to the section of the text he read that states that Iriel Arthas they've tried to overthrow him before, and that he's a formidable threat. And I also mentioned that if we fight him in his home, he's likely to be even a greater threat. I say, if there's going to be an altercation, we make sure it happens out on the street.
Mm.
And furthermore, I've got another trick up my sleeve here. I can create a magic circle that we can trap the Dimilich within. The catch is this: I can't do it immediately. It'll take me a minute to do so. And he's certainly smart enough to know not to go within it. So I'll have to find some way to push him in or trick him into it.
Sir,
It sounds like you're putting a lot of eggs in this one plan.
we can
and,
set a trap.
Look, I agree with the setting of the trap. Sure. But let me offer some wisdom. A man walks into a dungeon. A king has thrown him in and intends for him to die. However, the king is negligent and leaves the caring of this dungeon to a man who has neglected it for decades. In the far left, a room of fire. In the center, a room filled with poisoned spikes. And the third, a room with a hungry lion. Do you know why the hero lived to tell the tale after selecting the room with the hungry lion?
Why?
No?
Because after decades of being neglected, the hungry lion was dead. Iriel Arthas may have been formidable when this book was written, and those people who had been besieged in his tomes may not have really understood exactly what Iriel Arthas wielded.
I think
Not
I
being
get. I feel what you're saying. I get it. What we will need is 2 magical virgins for the trap.
Nikos pats Fizwick on the back, just nods, as he says, I have already set up a teleportation circle outside of the city. Should things get too desperate, I'm able to transport us there in an instant.
You've countered my complex solution with a complex analogy. I don't know if I trust yours any better than mine, but it is fair enough that to allow you to speak to Eriolarthus first, if you wish. But what I prefer to do is create this magic circle within the doorway of one of these homes out on the street where we hope to encounter Eriolarthus. And should things go pear-shaped, perhaps you can help me, or Fizwick can help me, or Dronyage, to grab him and push him inside of it, or trick him to follow us inside the building so he gets trapped in it when he tries to cross the threshold of the door. I don't think that's too complicated. When you balance it against the power of this spell, I think it'd help us a lot.
Oh, I'm not saying it's complicated. I'm saying that it is, how do we say, cowardly. And Nikos will say that with just like the straightest face. And he says, a true measure of power does not need to be yielded. A mountain doesn't conceal its dangers. It wears it on its face for all to see. To deceive by disguising our Dronyage as a giant, to try and trick and lure them into this large pit or into the binding circles. These are the tactics of the weak.
Oh, that doesn't seem quite right to me. I'd say in the art of war, you use whatever you've got available to you. You don't get a prize for being a big, bold, brave fighter. You get the prize for winning. Certainly, you of all people would know that, Nikos.
Yes, no, of course. But the prize bull is always the biggest, not the bull that digs a hole and waits for the other to fall in.
I'll prepare this circle, and I'll let you make this bold move, and we'll see if we survive it.
All right, you're gonna pull out your wang, and you're gonna pull out your wang. We're gonna finish this with a pissing contest. Whoever gets the biggest arc and the most distance is what we get to do.
Oh, we're actually having a pissing I didn't realize. I thought
Fizwick,
I was like, wow, physics. I was like,
pissing.
wow, physics grasps metaphors, and then it's like, no, he's being very literal.
I'm gonna do it just for fun. So let's just line up. Zip.
Fizwick starts.
Fizwick is peeing.
Yep. Okay. Just
Whatever reason, it's green.
far too much asparagus. Okay. Yes. No. Nikos. Again, there is that oddness about Nikos at the moment. This is just. I mean, Nikos is arrogant and he's definitely egotistical, but this is kind of like bigger than how he's been prior. Yeah, Grokvar, you kind of, I imagine that you, because we've been traveling for a while, would notice that in particular. Nikos has always kind of found compromise, or has always gone like, hey, this plan's actually a good plan. Let's, weave it into our other goal. This is the first time Nikos has pushed back with, I mean, because Nikos has bear traps and nets, and we did that whole thing with the Yeti falling into the ravine. Traps and stuff. We've done this plenty of times.
Your statement about being bold and not being a coward really struck me as odd, because not because Nikos is a coward, but because Nikos is a clever a combatant, and it would never be above using some kind of subterfuge, or do you know what I mean? That's what Grokvar would think anyways.
Yeah.
I think that would stand out. Yeah.
Nikos will, again, for the time being, sort of thrown off by the peeing goblin, will very in kind of like a cold demeanor tell Grokvar to lay the trap wherever he sees fit, and if it comes to pass, then it comes to pass. But Nikos has no intention of balking against a foe when we're this close to the goal.
Okay.
And I will I'll go out of the library.
Getting hit by a flaming green skull causes your piss to turn green.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that makes sense.
That's what did it.
That's cool.
I thought it was
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was a side effect of being inside the magical chamber for too long.
Perhaps.
Was it
weirdest
glowing?
power
Was it
of
glowing green?
It is now, because that's way cooler.
Okay.
The
Just like the
weirdest
Predator
power,
blood.
the weirdest power of a rod of wonder.
It wasn't glowing at first. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, there you go. It started glowing after the fact.
Okay.
All right.
As it's in puddle form?
Bioluminescent urine.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Nikos will also whisper, "I would go see a cleric."
Am I the only one pissing glowing stuff?
I think
I
you're the only one
stick
pissing
a
in the street.
what are those little tabs that test pH?
I
A
wrote
little
my
litmus
name.
test. I put a little litmus test in there.
What's the litmus test?
What is the right term for that? What are those little pieces of paper you never mind. It's not worth
I need
got
to
'em for
check
my
my
pool.
ketosis.
we'll check the chlorine levels.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, Grukvar, do you set this trap like in the doorway of the library, and what is it?
No. I think that it should.
Feel free to look at the map.
I suspect if we're gonna have an altercation, it could happen when we try to enter Arthis's space. So I will build this magic circle inside the doorway of a building close by. That's that area.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know where exactly that would be, but I think are there any buildings with doors open near that
Yes.
the base of the
Yeah, right here.
okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing the thing where we're wanting the target to get on one spot and then we're burning it down? Is this how this is working?
The way a magic circle works is that, and you can do
No,
one of
like I
two-
mean, like, should I throw some oil on this magic circle? Like,
no, you don't need to do anything like that. Basically, what it does is it creates like a cylinder. It's like 10 feet wide and 20 feet tall. And if we throw an undead creature inside of it, he can't leave.
Oh, okay.
It takes like a minute to build one of these things, and I think it lasts for an hour, if I'm correct. And the way it looks is that Grukvar walks over that area. He goes inside the doorway. First of all, I'd look for a building with nothing in it. So I'd sort of peer inside, make sure there's no Nothics wandering around inside there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like, if possible, to find a building that has like some sort of curtain type of thing I could put over the door, something I could kind of obscure the doorway with. So, strings of beads or anything of that nature that maybe I could scavenge from another place. And then
Fizwick sends out Federo to fly around and bring back some drapes and stuff for you.
fabric or anything like that.
Nice. Yeah, you find some scraps of curtain and yeah, perhaps a bed sheet or something here and there that hasn't completely rotted, or it's all in rough shape, but
Okay.
Yep.
And then right within the other side of the door, Grukvar takes some powdered iron out of his pouch and he spits in his hand and he kind of makes a little bit of almost like a mud out of it, like a rusty colored mud. And then he just starts placing little dabs of that in a circle in a 10-foot diameter. And wherever he places one of those little dabs, a sort of crystalline ruby type of object sort of starts to grow up out of the ground and then gradually grows upwards until it makes like what looks like a ruby colored sort of transparent bird cage. But it's big. It's 10 feet wide and it's 20 feet tall.
mm-hmm. Nice.
And then he goes back to the group and says, "I'm ready."
All right. So yeah, you guys are. I'll say that you've all walked out and you're over in this area here. Now you happen to know that if you hope to enter there, you will have to perform the rite of the Arcane Octad. If you do not wish to enter yet, if you wish to try to, draw your Iriolarthus out, you can attempt that. I don't know what you guys are planning here, but yeah.
Do we see Arcane at all?
You don't at the moment. Not at the moment.
I suggest that we make use of that poor penguin who died yesterday and use his corpse and burn it to create ash that we'll need for the Arcane Rite. So I'll go and retrieve it if everyone agrees to that.
Yep.
Fizwick, could I have a bit of your oil?
Fizwick gives you a little flask.
All right, I want to burn the penguin's wing.
Yeah, you managed to do so. Yep, this would be for the draw a circle on the ground using the ashes of a corpse part of the ritual.
Might want to put the other one on too. He might not taste too bad.
Put what on it?
Fizwick just casts bonfire,
Hold on.
and he just casts bonfire on the penguin.
That is kind of your specialty. It makes sense.
Yeah, it smells awful. And you guys, you see bits already kind of like necrotic damage all over this penguin. So it really smells rank wrong. Not very edible. Not very appetizing for Fizwick, probably.
Oh, smells like your ass, John John.
Hey. He stomps like right near you. Just to give you a little jump. Dranyaj is like 21 feet tall or something. Okay, so you have the ashes. You guys could, again, I don't know what your intent is here. If you hope to enter now, or if you hope to wait it out and look for Uriel Arthas first.
Enter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, the Rite of the Arcane Octad, which you guys have gathered here. Step 1, hold a wand crafted from the nether oak over your heart. Or wait, is this right? Yes. There it is, yep. Step 2, summon a flame in your palm. Step 3, speak a secret about yourself aloud. Step 4, compel another to share a secret with you. Step 5, quench the flame in ice. Step 6, mask your appearance. Step 7, draw a circle on the ground using the ashes of a corpse. And step 8, stand inside the circle and consume poison. So, who will perform this?
Okay. Well, as the only spellcaster that can do all of these things, would you like me to do the whole thing, or do you want to do this like in part with like a bit of each of us performing the ritual?
Are you asking?
That was to the group. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even. Whatever you guys want to do.
I'd vouch for each of us doing it individually, just because I suspect that's the way it's structured.
Okay. Well, I'll go first then. So I'll take the nether oak and attempt to activate it as a wand upon myself. As I stand in front of the main entrance to the tower.
Nice. Yep. So you stand before the gate. Actually, let me read the description of this. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay. An arching strut of dark stone rises from this ruined district to a junction high up on the central spire. A gate engraved with arcane sigils is set into the base of the strut. Okay. So you activate this wand and hold it over your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll try to activate it. Imagine there's some kind of maybe shield spell or something inside the oak, or I don't know what it is. So I'm just like
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you feel this kind of like force flow through your body of with the magic of it. And step 2, let me pull it back up here. Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand.
I'm going to use Firebolt and just like, as I've done so in the past, like, to keep myself warm, I'm going to kind of just like keep it like a small readied action, like kind of just hold it in my hand.
Mm-hmm. This third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Shed a secret about yourself for all to hear.
I will place my hand over the fire, allowing it to actually burn me for damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say my real name is Tamalius Saturn, Red Wizard under the Great Wizard Orok. It was under instruction from my order that I, together with my Thayan knight, Algrin Blackwater, were to ride into Icewind Dale for the express purpose of the domination of its people at the hands of a great power sought in the northern mountains.
Cool.
Whoa.
And
like the name.
yeah, so that's the secret I burn into my
Saturn?
hand.
Tamalius Saturn.
Tamalios Saturn is his
Cool.
true name.
Tamalius.
Sweet. Step 4, I didn't write down on my notes.
Step 4 is coax a secret from another.
There we go.
So because it says coax, I'm just going to straight up cast Detect Thoughts on Grukvar and try to pull a secret out of his brain.
Mm-hmm. Grukvar, I don't know, like, yeah, should he make a save to resist or
Depends on if he
wants
allows
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he wants to allow it, I mean, knowing what we're doing, it's up to him. But I am going to, I mean, you would have seen me cast Detect Thoughts like countless times. So
Yeah.
as I gesture towards you, his eyes go inky black. His hand gestures towards you, and he tries to pull at something.
You see Grukvar. It must be years in the past because he looks somewhat younger. And it's when he's first arrived in Icewind Dale, and he's in the shrine of Ula. And when the priestess has her back turned, he pulls some gold pieces out of the offering box. Something that he's ashamed about now. But at
Is
the
this a
time-
play on my fucking Pog thing?
What?
Oh, and it just sounds like the same
Session.
scenario. It sounds like literally the same situation. I don't know. Maybe
With
I'm
po-
going
with
too deep.
Pogs?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
the Pogs.
I remember Will. Don't worry, I get it.
Yeah,
I know
Alright,
Nate knows.
So here I am revealing that I'm like some sort of like secret agent from another country, and then it's like, yeah, I stole some gold once. Like, how much could you buy with it? I don't know. If you were buying a loaf of bread, you could afford the l. Like this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take that anyway. And then for the next one, quench the flame in the palm of the hand with ice. As a transmutation meta magic, I'm gonna convert my fire element to ice at the cost of a sorcery point, and then place my palm that I burnt back into the ice. Hide myself behind a mask. At this point, I am going to do that physically more than anything else. And I'm going to draw forth my here we go. I'm going to draw forth my I'm going to use some of the no, actually, no, here it goes. This is going to be quite morbid. I'm going to take out Esbara's head and with a knife cut loose her face and place it upon my own.
Nice. All right.
And then trace a circle with ashes, taking some of the ashes from the penguin, draw a circle around my person. and with the final 8th act, I stand in the circle, and I drink a dose of drow poison.
Okay. Yeah, and now we kind of talked about how this poison is probably not like the sort of poison that you would be super harmful to ingest. It's rather made for tipping on weapons, but I'll still have you make a con save just to see, you know, any possible effect, if anything minor.
21.
Okay. Yeah, it's unpleasant. Yeah, and perhaps you'll find out the effects on the loo tomorrow. Yes, nothing else for now. All right. Nikos, you sense this, and everyone kind of sees it, this momentary like kind of blip in the force field that is surrounding. You just kind of hear this momentary like as Nikos finishes the arcane rite. What comes next? I don't know if Nikos wants
hopefully
to approach closer or...
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say hopefully the door swings open and trumpets blare and confetti comes down. No. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try and go in. I mean, I really want to take the face off, but like I'm gonna keep it on just for good measure. Actually, no. I'll wait. First of all, I'll wait for like a couple minutes, just because spells can sometimes take a while to kick in, right? So I'll wait a couple of minutes, and if nothing happens in the couple of minutes, I'll approach the door.
Yeah, I mean, other than the gates do not swing open, but you do kind of sense this. You hear kind of like a hum of the force field momentarily, and yeah, if you approach, you feel the force field, but you are able to pass through it and touch the gate. Do you push it open?
I will do so.
Yeah, the gate kind of swings open rather creakily as you step forward into kind of this doorway of this strut. As you step forward, there is this kind of like whoosh of wind that you can kind of hear like just blowing straight up. You get the feeling that if you were to walk forward, you would just be transported straight up this strut into the spire.
I'll let the others know what I'm sensing.
All right.
And we can see through this force field, so we can see where Nikos is, and
Yep, you can see him through there. Okay. And he's able to step back and tell you that I think this takes us up or whatever.
Krokvar doesn't really have all of those different skill sets, magically speaking, that Nikos does, so he can't do all those things. But as a sort of experiment, Krokvar walks up to the force field and sees if Nikos's right would count for him as well, and places his hand up to the force field.
Yeah, you immediately are feeling repelled by this force field.
Okay.
And will not allow you to pass.
I'm gonna try and reach through the force field to try and like hold his hand while he's going through the force field.
Krokvar is shocked to see Nikos offer to hold his hand.
Oh, I am frowning at you.
Okay.
So hard.
You also notice that at this point, as he grabs your hand, Nikos only has 4 fingers.
This takes Krokvar back.
And it's kind of like each finger is like a very, very thick, like kind of leathery finger with a single kind of almost claw on the end of it.
Fizwick slaps it away.
What the hell was that?
Krokvar, do you take the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, after reeling back initially, I'll take the hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he tries to pull you, escort you in, and it doesn't work. You're unable to pass through the force field.
I guess we've got to do it the hard way. Grogfar gathers up some of the ashes from the penguin and makes a little pile of it. Gathers up some snow and ice from the alleyway, wherever there might be some there. Can you pass me the wand? He goes.
I look at the wand in my hand, and I take a moment before passing it through.
Okay.
It passes through.
And then what else do I need here? Oh, a little bit of the oil from Fizwick.
Up on the oil.
Okay, I'm gonna place some of that in my hand. I'm gonna hold the nether oak wand over my heart. I'm gonna light the flame in my palm with my tinderbox, using my tinderbox tools.
All right. Yeah, you managed to do so. It hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, and Nikos, you took 2 fire damage. Grukvar,
Oh,
you take 4 fire damage.
do we all have to do this?
If you have a magical
Apparently.
skill, I don't know if you
I
will.
just realized Fizwick, I think, has to cast a bonfire in his hand now.
I wouldn't do
Well,
that.
if you cast bonfire on the ground and then touch it, you should be okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just don't make you the source of the fuel. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, don't
You know,
cast it.
as
Like, it could be
Fizwick,
the
as Fizwick
ground.
goes to cast into his hand, Nikos is like, no. No.
Not like that.
The ground.
Grukfar kind of clears his throat and says, once when I was a wean, my mate and I thought we saw a drow raiding party coming down a tunnel, and I shite my pants. And then he kind of has a shame look on his face. And he looks to Fizwick,
Oh, I can't wait.
and he says, Fizwick, I need a secret from you. Something you've not told anyone.
Oh, this one time, oh, so bad. I had some fish sandwich for lunch, and I was working a new job in the Icewind Dale 10 towns, and I felt a gurgling in my stomach. And I was looking around. I was going door to door, knocking on doors saying, you want to buy some stuff? And door-to-door salesman, and I needed to poop, and I saw an outhouse down the street. And I thought I could make it, and I run to the outhouse, and I grab the door, and I jump inside, and I shit all over myself. It ran down my legs, it ran into my shoes, it ran into my pants. And the only thing I could sit there and do is call Elias and hope that he heard me. And finally, he heard me coming down the street because people were telling me there was a goblin in the outhouse, screaming your name, Elias. And Elias came and he saved me with a fresh set of clothes.
Fizwick, Grokvar interjects. His hand is really hurting because it's still burning. I think I've got the secret. I got all I need from you. You can stop now.
That's a true story from when I was working True Green Lawn Care, and I had a tuna sandwich, and I was at a golf course, and literally it was about a quarter mile away, and I saw it, and I went in, but the second I got inside, there was no like putting it where it needed to be. It was all over me. And this was like after a week of like knocking on people's door and telling them like, you're growing lettuce in your yard, you know, we want to make that look a little bit better. Oh, it was the worst day
Wait,
of
so
my life.
did you try to gain access to someone's house by saying?
No, I was actually at a golf course, you know, that was like really nice and had all the super expensive houses.
Uh-huh.
That's why we were knocking there. And it was just a poor lapse in judgment having tuna. And, you know, I had to call my girlfriend at the time and be like, say, can you please come get me? So I had to give these details because that was a true story.
Nice. Well, that's even more epic.
It is. It's pretty impressive.
It was terrible.
We've had the penis jokes. We've had the 2 poop stories now.
Yeah.
Can I
just
finish that? It
knocking
just
it
went
out.
all
It's
over
been
the
very
out-
PG-13 today.
it went over the outhouse, and I had to call and say, "Can you come get me?" And coincidentally, she'd know exactly where I was, and it was able to drive from 20 miles away while I was sitting there in the outhouse. And I got in the car and we're driving away, and I'll never forget. A caddy shows up with two guys, and one guy gets out and he opens the door and he immediately slams it. And you just see his fucking arms go up in the air. I've never been so mortified and happy and she let me quit the job like 5 minutes later. Like, it was great.
Did you feel very lucky that that those guys didn't try to get in there while you were there, and you had to kind of scare them away?
Oh,
Occupied.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Please don't come back. Please go away.
Couldn't have gotten much worse than it was. So I mean,
McLuff is not drawing this part of the story. Sorry.
And not to belabor this, but did it bother you that you had to quit the job as a result of this?
I don't know.
You're more than happy to quit that job.
Nobody wants to go door to door.
Meanwhile, Grukvar's hand is turned to ash while he's asking questions about, like, tell me more about this secret story.
This isn't Grukvar anymore. This is Alex asking Will.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, Grukvar's metal.
That's not the greatest shitting your pants
that's
story ever. I mean, come on.
I am fire damage resistant,
Pretty
so
good.
that is coming into effect here. But after hearing Fizwick's secret, Grukvar takes some of the ice and drops it on his palm to quench the flame.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's ice all over this place. It's pretty frosty.
Then he puts the hat of disguise on his head and changes his appearance to like that of the drow mage that we killed back in the Caves of Hunger.
Nice. Yep.
And draws a circle on the ground with the ashes of the corpse, steps into it, and takes a drink of some of that Elverquist we have from that same encounter.
Okay.
Which is alcohol.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh gosh, I'm way on the wrong page. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Alex. I know we kind of talked about it last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I might let the dice decide here. Oh, it says here, everyone takes 1 fire damage from this process. But Alex, flame resistance? Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, we got to round it up, so it's got to be 1.
Okay. All right. You hear a hum of the force field.
Okay, I'm going to follow Nikos in and attempt to walk through it.
All right. As Dranyaj is looking at this, he says, I'm not going to fit. I'm not going to fit up there. I'll try, but I'm not sure about this. Anyway, Fizwick, you're up.
Should I have written all these things down?
No. Hold a wand crafted from the nether oak. Wait, hold on. Let me look at the exact
Fizwick
wording.
spins the wand
First,
around in the
shield
finger.
thy heart with a wand from the nether oak.
Fizwick spins the drumstick-like wand around into his heart. Yeah, just like perfect. Just like that.
Yeah. All right. Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand.
Fizwick casts bonfire and then sticks his hand in it.
Okay. Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Shed a secret about yourself for all to hear.
Man, I can't top the last one I did. Can we just imagine that I said something cool and funny?
No.
See?
Gotta. Tell you what. While you're thinking of something, you can coax a secret from Velin.
Yeah.
Velin says, when I was a small boy, I'm small girl. She's a girl, guys. Velin's
That's
a
the
girl.
secret. That's the secret.
Yeah, that's the secret. There you go. No, when I was a small girl, my brother disappeared, and I told everyone I didn't know what happened to him. But the reality is, one of my friends saw him being careless and bullying someone, and a shove later, he was flying into the river near our home. And that was the last I saw of him. I didn't have the heart to tell my parents. I could have given them closure. All right. Fizwick, what's your secret?
I mixed up all this fake puke once at home, and then I went to this theater where they were performing, and I hid the fake puke in my jacket, and I climbed up on the balcony, and then I made noise like this. And then I dumped it all over the side and all over the people in the audience, and then this was horrible. All the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other, and I never felt so bad in my entire life.
This is a true story too, isn't it?
No, it's Goonies.
Okay.
It's the chunk interrogation scene.
Nice. Okay. I was gonna that.
I'm not
one's-
that bad. I'll steal
okay.
pogs and shit in your outhouse, but
Yeah.
I won't throw puke on people.
All right. Valin just looks at you in shock, like. All right. So, all right. Next, quench the flame in thy palm with ice. So you can grab a chunk of ice nearby if you want to.
Sorry, just still me up. Forgot. I grabs a chunk of ice and yeah.
All right. Yep, it sizzles. You take 1 damage. Sixth, hide thyself behind a mask.
Fizwick has a funny mask that he literally pulls out of his pocket, and it looks like a cow.
All right, I love it. And 7th, trace a circle within the with the ashes of the dead.
Goes over to the penguin and gets a pile of penguin powder, sprinkles it in a circle.
Yep. 8th, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison.
We only have 1 poison, don't we?
Well, Nikos or Grukvar could give you some of what they drank.
I roll the Elverquist bottle back through the force field.
Nice.
Fizwick. We can't say Fizwick has an apple, can we?
Sure. Fizwick could have an apple.
Fizwick
Why?
Fizwick cracks open his apple, and he gets the seed out, and he just eats 1 seed.
Oh, dang.
Because there's cyanide in the seed, so.
All right.
What about your purple pear?
Bam! That's what it was. Well, no.
They don't have.
I don't know if
They
that's
don't
got.
have- they don't have seeds?
Does it have seed? I
Pears
don't
have
know.
seeds,
I don't know if this shtick works with
They
that.
but
do.
they're
Right.
not poisonous like apple seeds are.
Yeah, we'll go with the apple seed. All right, I like the creativity there. All right, so Fizwick, you hear from the force field. Dranyage manages to do the same. I'm not gonna like shed secrets for Dranyage. I feel like Ryan can do that. But he walks up and is kind of like frustrated as he's just unable to crouch through this doorway. He's kind of like pounding his back on the top. Can't seem to fit inside. In frustration, he says, "Let me think about this. Valin, you go next." And Valin steps forward. She performs the steps of the rite. She coaxes a secret from Dranyage. And for her secret, she says, "I cheated on my entrance exams into the Arcane Brotherhood." And the force field, after she does all the other stuff, she takes 1 damage and manages to step forward through the gate. Let's see. The Dranyage issue. He says, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could try to smash it some more. What do you all think?
Grukvar puts his hand in the hold it motion and says, would you like me to reduce your size using my Durgar powers?
Yeah, so like out of character. Can you do that?
We've been using it large on Dranyage like the entire time. This would be like the inverse of that. I don't actually know if it's like allowed, you know. It doesn't say one way or the other in what I have written down here.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing is that it is concentration based. So if I try and use any other spell that uses concentration, or I lose my concentration, if I get hit or something like that, take damage, then he will be Dranyage size again.
Tell you what, I'm gonna let you make a wisdom check to see if this works. Wisdom is your spellcasting modifier.
Oh, my spell attack, or my spell, or my modifier?
Yeah, just your modifier. Well, and proficiency. So yeah, you can add it all.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Michael. I didn't see your message in the chat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it was a secret suggestion that would have been awesome. But you know what? No, we're gonna retcon it.
Okay.
Valen tells everyone, I never liked Nikos. Didn't trust what he was becoming. And I always intended to betray him. But now I'm not so sure. All right. How would Nikos react to that? I've got no water. Oh, you're muted. Sorry. Oh, nope.
Hello. Is that better?
There we go.
Okay, yeah. So old Nikos would have definitely kicked up a stink, but I think new Nikos definitely sees Valen as beneath him, and there is no real threat that she can present. He kind of just looks at her with an unchanged expression, and almost like solidifying that there's something untrustworthy about Nikos.
Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, Grukvar, how'd that check go?
Oh, 25.
Oh man, it works. It shrinks Dranyage. You've never done this before, other than like to kind of like reduce the enlarge ability, but Dranyage actually does shrink down to a more reasonable size. We'll say he's only like 13 feet tall now.
Well, I mean, he might just be. What's his tall height?
So his normal height, I believe, was somewhere around 8 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, what is
the reduced spell? The target size is halved in all dimensions, and weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
Okay.
And this reduction decreases its size by one category from medium to small, for example. And he'll have disadvantage on strength checks and strength throws. And the target attacks with deals 1d less damage, and I don't know if this would be his spear, which was previously like a gigantic amount of damage. Actually, in a way, the PC version of this spell kind of sucks, because I think if you were to just use this as like a wizard or a sorcerer as opposed to a Duergar, you would actually have advantages from being smaller. Like, you'd be more dexterous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever you want to do is fine.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's just roll with it. And the idea, I think that he would be probably, did you say halved in size?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, he's going to be somewhere around like 10, 11 feet probably.
Okay.
Yep. All right. He passes through. The gate is open. You guys feel this whoosh of air before you. Do you step forward?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. You feel yourselves just being thrown through the air by this like force elevator, essentially. And you find yourselves at the steps of the central spire above. And that is where we will take a short break.
Yay! Also, in case it wasn't said, I'm going to take off Thingo's face and put it in my bag.
Okay. Nice. No more face. All right. Well, hey, thank you everyone for hanging with us. Before we take off for a little break, a little 5-10 minute break, I want to show you guys a piece of art that was done by McBluff. Thank you, McBluff, for this awesome piece of art. We had a moment last time that was super fun where what's it called now? I can't even remember what it's called. The jackal-like creature. Arcanoloth, thank you. Which is a fiendish creature that looks like a anthropomorphic jackal, essentially. The Arcanoloth combat broke out, and Nikos used his turn to put a cursed crown on the Arcanoloth's head, which steals memories. And the Arcanoloth was not really expecting this, and turned to Nikos and said something like, "Oh, that feels weird." I can't remember the exact words, but it was probably actually this. So
that's weird.
Yeah. So McBluff took the liberty of making us some beautiful art. There we go. So, and I think nailed the expression of this flummoxed jackal creature.
That's cool. I love it.
Yeah. So, thank you for that awesome art, and yeah, we'll be back very shortly. During the break, check out a couple things here. Michael's channels, you can go subscribe to his stuff, Twitch and YouTube down in the video description, and Will's Dark Sea Workshop, selling amazing dice, some of the best looking dice you'll ever find out there. So go check out his Etsy shop. There's a link to that in the video description, and you'll see some pretty sparklies during the ad roll too here. So thanks everybody. We'll be back. welcome us back. Sorry, I'm being weird. Okay, hi everybody. It's great to be back. Thanks for hanging with us through the break. Dale, who is on vacation right now and had to make a deal with his wife, take her to dinner first, then he can watch the game. Dale, well done. You are a faithful viewer. We appreciate you. I heard that McBluff missed the drawing here, so there it is again. Totally awesome. And if you missed the little spiel about it, you can rewind it later. But yeah, good stuff. We are back, and we are now at the. And if you guys want to pull up Owlbear Rodeo, that would help you out. But we are now at the entrance to the central spire. I should probably show you guys something of this map here. Fog tool. If I can remember how to use it.
That image on the upper right, do we come in somewhere in the middle point of the tower? Is that what that would mean?
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are, great question. On this right here, you guys have just come up right about here. I'll point to it with the pointer tool. There we go. Like right in here. So this strut right here, the strut would actually go like way down here that you guys just came up.
Okay.
So you're now kind of like in between these walls, if you will. And I will read to you the description. Near the apex of the strut, the ceiling of the tunnel gives way to a landing that offers a view of the citadel's uppermost reaches. Light from a high window illuminates a set of steps that ascend to a pair of mahogany doors in the tower's face. What would you guys like to do?
Federo fly up the steps.
Mm-hmm. Federo sees a... well, I'll show you exactly what he sees.
Well, not to be that guy, but does Federo get in?
Oh, that's true. No, before Federo even reaches the door, Federo sees, and Federo would be unable to push open the doors. By the way, yes, that is a fact.
There's doors there. That's right.
A figure that looks like this, standing near the doors, kind of looking at him, watching this hawk. It's a hawk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fly around with a bit of a concerned look.
Fizwick relays that he sees a strange blue dude up at the top.
Mm-hmm. And you guys would recognize these as Magen. You've seen them at several other points in the city, including your game of Chain Lightning.
There's a single Magian up at the top.
All right. Well, that's a good sign, I suppose. Let's be on our way.
Fizwick follows.
And as you guys approach, you can see here on this map. Let me show the viewers as well. You can see here on this map the doors straight ahead, and the Magen is standing just to the right here. And immediately as you walk up says, "Hold. You must not enter."
And what dangers lurk within that warrant a caretaker such as yourself?
I am not allowed to let any to enter. I am not trying to protect you.
Then what are you trying to protect?
This tower. It is not for intruders such as yourselves.
And what power do you possess to stop those who wish to claim it?
I will do all within my power, but my power is limited.
Hearing that, Grokvar shrugs and tries to push the doors open.
Okay. He says, "Stop, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me."
18.
Okay. And let's see here. Yeah. So he has essentially, just cast a suggestion spell on you. But you've been rebuffed. Or you have rebuffed it, I think is the correct terminology there.
Okay.
So he now moves closer to you and kind of puts his hand on your shoulder. Please, you must not enter. You have pushed the door open though. Like the door has pushed open.
Can I hear anything inside?
You hear the sounds of voices and laughter inside. Even some music.
I want to peek inside.
Okay. It looks like there's a party going on inside. Chamber music washes over you. And in contrast to the desolate frozen ruins outside, a dozen people mill around in here, dressed in flowing silk garments and holding colorful hand masks and feathered fans. Noble courtiers laugh and gossip as servants move among them, offering sugared treats on silver platters.
I say to the Magin, I know you're just doing your job, but we must go inside. We've been invited to the party, and I apologize, but we're a bit late.
Okay. I need you to just make another wisdom saving throw for me.
Ooh, natural 1.
Oh, shoot. His eyes glow silver, and you feel this like kind of blast of energy in your head, and you take 9 psychic damage, and everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
I'm not gonna get invited to this party now. We're gonna
I'll
kill
be
this
rolling
guy.
for Dranyaj. All right.
19.
Okay.
19 as well.
Okay.
7.
All right. So it's gonna be Fizwick or Nikos. I'll let you guys decide.
Fizwick can go first.
Okay. And then next will be Dranyaj. Rolled an 18. And then we will have so Fizwick, Nikos, Dranyaj, and then the Majin, and then Grukvar and Valin. All right. Did I forget anybody? Okay.
No.
Fizwick, you have seen, like, I don't know, Grukvar, how did you react to this?
I grab my head and wince.
Yep. All right. So Grukvar is up ahead with the Majin, like his hand on Grukvar's shoulder, essentially. And you've just seen Grukvar, receive some pain. What would you like to do?
He's gonna pull out a shot up at his bow and try to shoot the arm that's holding on the Grukvar.
What was that?
Nice.
Apparently his bow has gunpowder.
I like it. All right, so go ahead and roll your attack.
28.
All right, that definitely hits, and roll that damage.
I'm gonna add also my 10 extra damage.
You do have sneak attack too.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add 10 damage for Fury of the Small onto this.
Okay.
I'm gonna add my damage here for 12 damage, and then let's do the sneak attack here. And you could just see the arrow just letting so perfectly loose out of this finely constructed bow, and it soars through the middle. And out the middle, there's kind of like a beak a little bit going through a couple eyes, and maybe a cool Robin Hood like shot of slow-mo as it pierces in for an additional 17 points of damage for a total of 39 points.
Okay. The body of this Magen just disintegrates into this burst of fire and smoke. Grukvar, you don't feel a thing though, but it's quite a light show. And yeah.
Fizwick grabs his bow and he looks at it and he looks over at Grukvar.
This shit's got some kick.
And this big burst of fire and smoke, and then you see this robe just kind of fall to the stairs, and that's it.
It died.
Yep.
Oh, I was literally just looking for like, oh, this would be a cool wizard battle. Find some cool wizard battle music, and
it's over.
Okay.
So,
and it's done.
great
And it was
music,
gone.
Michael. Great music.
Thank you. Fine, I appreciate it.
Keep it handy.
It's okay.
No reason. All right, cool. So that was the end of that fool. The party lies before you, gentlemen. So yeah, music, guests milling around, gossip and laughter, feathered, little colorful hand masks and feathered fans, sugared treats on silver platters. Quite a soiree. What would you guys like to do?
If I have to check and see if my concentration held because I took damage from that attack.
Oh yeah.
Does that mean automatically it fails, or do I have to do like some kind of saving throw?
Yeah, you can make a Constitution saving throw. I think the DC is 10.
Made it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try to adjust the map a little bit so you guys can see the next room.
Has anybody even noticed that we just killed somebody? Or
No.
Yeah.
okay.
Nikos will actually be ignoring the fight, and as he walks past Grukvar, he says, "If you are done embarrassing yourself, maybe stop trying to lie when you're not so good at it." And I'll walk past and into the ballroom.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys see before you.
That smells so good. What am I smelling right now? Oh my god.
Lots of sugared treats and
It looks like tasty pasties.
yep, some yeah,
Some
some
scrunchy munchies.
steam rising off little pastries and yeah.
Some fine nibbles.
What would you guys like to do?
Look for nibbles. He's gonna kind of just see if he can mingle around with anybody. And is anybody freaking
Yeah.
out?
Did anybody,
No.
yeah, did anybody pay attention when he came through the door?
No, no one's really paying. I mean, people like seem to look and then go about their business as if you belong there, and they Fizwick, you find like a servant with a silver platter that's kind of walking near you.
The servant kind of like bends over to take a treat,
And Fizwick says, thank you.
and he takes the whole plate.
And you find that your hands just kind of like go right through the platter, like, wow, what the?
Oh, son of a bitch. I knew it. I knew it. They're fake.
And
Nikos
then
is going to
Fizwick
try
just
and
waves through him and sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Nikos tries to find a way to ascend the tower.
Okay. You don't see any like way directly before you. I mean, straight ahead there is a dark passage, and there are several doors to the right and left as well. You can obviously walk up these.
I'll try
stairs here.
forward. Yeah, I'll climb up the stairs because that's obviously even a little higher, and head towards the dark passage.
Okay. Yeah. Grukvar, what are you doing?
I try to address the nearest person to me and get their
Okay.
attention.
Okay. Yeah, you do, and the person kind of says, "Oh, hello. You know, what's your name?"
Name?
I would say this is all in Loros, but Professor Scant can translate.
Okay. Scant, how do I say my name's Grukvar? And Professor Scant kind of helps lay that out for me. And I stumble and sort of try that. And I
Yeah.
say, and what's your name?
Um. Trying hard to make up another Reed's name real quick. Sulisa. And this is my husband, Torin. And he kind of nods his head to you, and they, they're making small talk with you, and
I extend my hand. I extend my hand for a handshake.
Yeah, they extend their hand and kind of pretend to shake your hand, but it's just there's nothing there.
Does my hand go right through their hand?
It does indeed.
Uh-huh.
And then you probably if you're mingling about here, you would probably manage to get little tidbits of information. Yeah. Oh. You guys noticed that the robes they're wearing seem to be silky, and they have shifting kind of patterns on them.
If I was to ask them the occasion of this event, what would they tell me?
Oh, just a soiree. Iriolarthus is so generous. Yep.
I excuse myself and head up the stairs following Nikos, and I want to look to the left at that room at the top of the stairs with the open entryway.
Okay. So yeah, first off, I would say Nikos sees before him just this kind of gap, and then another part of the building. And essentially, if we go back to the other map here, I'll show you like what this. Oh, maybe I'm wrong on that though. Yeah. Anyway, there's a gap. It seems to be like kind of like this chasm before you, and open air, and then you can see like a little doorway across the way.
Is the door closed?
A fair question. Let me check.
I kind of got an idea. These guys are partying, right? And they're here for a
Yes.
good time.
Yes.
Maybe something would happen if we showed them a good time. And Fizwick turns around and he says, "Up in smoke!" And he casts a bonfire. And he uses his control flames to swirl the fire around, turning it into the multi-headed goose. And the multi-headed fire goof is spitting fire out in all directions, and then he like bumps Nikos and he says, "Now do something cool!" No!
Nikos looks at Fizwick, and because I've been beelining for that gap, and as he looks back, he says, "You know that they're not real. They're dead."
I know. Just do it.
Fizwick,
Something awesome.
we need to have a little talk. Listen, Fizwick. You remember how we had to go through a very, very big ritual in the middle of a frozen tundra, attuning to a god's temple before we were able to open the door leading down here?
No, I can't remember that at all, actually.
Oh yes, no, that's true. You wouldn't remember this. Well, that's what we had to do. And you remember we went through the labyrinthian tunnel, found lots of dead drow, lots of murdered people on the way. Yeah.
You can't
Now,
like
do you-
just you
Now,
can't
do you
just
see
make
those?
this fucking
you see
thing
that tray of
green. You
canapes
can't
with-
just
with-
just turn it green or something, man. That's all I was.
Look, I
Take
have my
less
magic.
time to do that than you explain yourself to me. You
I'm-
just bummed me out.
And Fizwick just shuts down the thing, and he goes back to being a team
Nikos
player.
goes,
Did those people take notice of the goose with the flames and so forth? Did
So I'm a
they?
team player. What?
I mean, they noticed us, but did they look enthused? I mean, I realize they're not real people, or they're not
not
material
like
people.
not. I would not say they were like, not like you would expect. Maybe some looks and some like smiles, or not like you would expect people to react.
Interesting.
And okay, so Nikos, this is actually a window. I was wrong. Across the way there is a window, an open
Is the
window.
window closed? An open
No,
window. Okay,
open
cool.
window.
I'm gonna misty step into that window.
Okay. You do so, and you are now in a new chamber. Your reflection dances over the mirrored surfaces of this chamber. 11 alcoves extend from the walls like the points of a star, each one narrowing to a niche where a gently glowing crystal is mounted 5 feet above the floor. The air seems to hum with pent-up power. I'll show the viewers here too.
Are all the gems the same or different?
Different colors.
Okay.
I'll go back to Gruckvar a moment, because Gruckvar was looking down this chamber right here. And Gruckvar, what you would see... Okay, so that's a round chamber. And... Courtiers lounge on luxurious cushions inside this circular chamber, smoking from long pipes and dining on fruit. Against the back wall is a large harp, its strings being plucked magically to fill the room with haunting music. In the middle of the room, a gem-studded cubic wooden chest sits on a round marble table with an octopus-shaped base.
I want to go up and inspect that chest.
Yeah, you managed to do so.
Does it have a lock on it? Is it closed?
Let's see here. It does not have a lock on it, and you would be able to open it.
Can Fizwick check for traps or anything?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
12.
Okay. You don't notice any traps. You don't find anything untoward.
I don't know. I didn't find anything, but I'm not so confident.
Gruckvar, you get the sense that this is a magical chest. Yeah. You feel...
What do you say, Fizwick? Should I? I'd like to open it. Do you think it'll be the end of me, or do you think it'll be worth the inspection?
Oh, let's
Wait, is Federo with us?
Sure.
let's see if he can push it open with his beak.
I don't think he can, because he couldn't open the door. Remember?
Well, let's see what happens when he touches it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he has Federo fly over to land on the top of the chest.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Is there anybody else close by the chest? Any other guests? Any other?
Well, yeah,
guests?
there are guests kind of gathered all around here, just kind of lounging. It's almost like it seems to be just an end table off to the side with nothing on it. It's just kind of... Yeah,
I want to
it's
remark
just
to the
chilling.
closest guest, if I can get their attention, and as Professor Scant's nearby, saying LaRose that, can you tell me more about this beautiful chest? What exactly, who does it belong to? Is it for all, is it for guests to enjoy as well?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check here.
21.
Oh, this is Irior Larthus's abracadabras. It's sort of a magical thing. Does neat tricks. Anyway, what I was saying is, she's sleeping with her maid. Can you believe it? Oh, that's quite the scandal. But don't worry, my husband is going to be doing some prying around there. Kind of wanders off on and on about some gossip.
I want to use identify to learn the properties of this chest.
Okay. Yeah, so you cast Identify.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is, yeah, so it's called an abracadabras. And what it is it can be used to magically create food and drink, among other things. I will send you the information. If I can spell it. Abracadabras. Okay.
How
So
big
yeah,
is this
here's-
chest?
What's that?
How big is it?
It's probably about 3 feet long, and like 2-ish feet wide.
Mm.
Not huge. It's gem studded, made of wood. Yeah.
Fizwick, these people are ghosts, or they're an illusion, or they're something. They're not real people. I don't feel like they'll miss this box, but I do think they'll notice if I take it. Can you create a diversion? And then I'm going to move this off the table and into our possession.
I don't know. I made a multi-headed goose and nobody seems to give a shit, so I don't know what kind of diversion I can fundamentally make here. Do you have any suggestions?
Actually, I was wrong. It's only at 1.5 feet on a side, so yeah, it's a
Okay.
little smaller than I had thought.
Go to the far side of the room and knock something over. Create noise, something like that. I don't know if magic is needed, just a lot of racket. Can you do that for me?
Fizwick goes and runs over to see if he can find something to bang on and some noises to make and gauges the response. Does he find anything to whack on and make some noise?
I mean, everything you try to hit, other than the wall, would just you would just go through. You know what I mean?
What about that harp that they're playing? Can you pluck a string on that?
I mean,
Fizwick, do you want to try?
yeah, how would he do it? Isn't it a fake harp?
It's just nothing there.
Ooh, I got an idea. Well, that would use one of my spell slots.
Oh, I've got an idea. I challenge this whole room to telling me a good joke.
Some amused faces turn your way.
The best joke teller will receive this.
And he just pulls out a little coin.
Someone walks over to you and says, "Oh, hello. Can I refill your drink?"
Please.
While this is going on, I want to just drop my owlbear cloak over the chest and try and ease it off the table.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh boy. Not my strong suit.
And we'll be right back to Nikos in a second.
8.
Okay. You managed to get your cloak over it or whatever, the owlbear skin. Yep. You want to try to pick it up, or what are you doing?
Yes.
Ooh, I can make smoke. Somebody said smoke, and I can smoke it out, so you could have a... You want to do it?
You can. We're kind of far apart from each other now, so whatever you do is going
Fizwick
to
is
be
going
your
to cast a
action.
bonfire right next to him. And from that bonfire, he's going to use one of his second level spell slots to cast pyrotechnics. And that will make a thick black smoke spread out from the target in a 20-foot radius, moving around corners. The area of the smoke is heavily obscured. The smoke persists for 1 minute or until a strong wind disperses it.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to do so. It's very smoky. Grukvar, you begin to cough.
You got
You want to try
1
to take the
minute.
chest?
I think what's happened here is no matter what we do, these people don't care, and that Fizwick and I have created a lot of smoke. Coffee,
And I wasted a second level spell slot, but
Yeah, but I'll try.
It's a
I'll
fun
try and
idea.
just move out of
Alright.
I'll try and move out of the area and see if
Yeah,
see if things
you
go-
take the
goes well.
chest, and people kind of look at you, but quickly look back to their conversations.
Okay.
Nikos, suddenly as you're looking around at these crystals here and peering around, suddenly they brighten as rays of energy burst forth, one by one, to converge in the center of the room. As more of the rays intersect, a translucent figure comes into view where their light converges. A bald man wearing a long purple gown. His face breaks into a smile as he sees you. This does not look like the same sort of being as the Magen.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Are you perhaps one of the caretakers of the city of Yithrin?
Well, I suppose you could say something like that. And he's speaking to you in common.
Ah. You speak eloquently for someone whose language has been dead for eons.
Yes, I am able to speak any language.
Then allow me to conduct myself in a manner befitting. I am Nikos.
Wonderful to meet you, Nikos. It's been so long since I spoke with anyone.
I imagine so. Getting here has been rather trying, to say the least. Tell me, what purpose are you here? We encountered a blue-skinned, robed magician out the front of the gates who urged us not to enter. Will you be as inclined to prevent our passage through the tower?
No, I don't believe so. I'm not going to stand in your way. If that's what you mean. I'm really just delighted to speak to someone again. Tell me about yourself.
Well, to begin, I have come here with a number of compatriots traveling across the lands now known as Icewind Dale, in order to try and seek a method to be able to bring about the end of a tumultuous deity that seems to have their hearts set upon destroying the lands above. Yithrin, or at least the power that it once wielded, has posed one of the more formidable methods in which for us to be able to deal with the catastrophe that has befallen this land.
Fascinating. Yes, the city has fallen quite far, to say the least.
Physically? Yes, I would agree. But since arriving here, some of the magics and powers that we have witnessed have truly held against the test of time.
It is true. Yes, much magic remains here. It is a wonderful place. Not nearly as wonderful as it once was, sadly.
I would have definitely liked to have seen it in its apex. The city I come from is not so different. Thay is a land filled with magic, and one's own power over the magics is directly related to one's standing. So as you can imagine, the city itself is quite something to behold.
Yes. Wonderful. So, are you here alone?
No, as I mentioned, there are three individuals that travel, well, four individuals that travel with me. A goblin, a Durga, a Loxodon, and a human.
Oh,
I'm the goblin.
So you're still across the way here, Fizwick. But you guys do hear Nikos speaking to someone through the window. You could probably see him through the windows as well.
And Nikos would just be gesturing as well as he's talking, just as part of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, I seek to perhaps find the workshop or arcanum of Iriolathus, the master of the tower. You don't suppose you would be inclined as to expedite my journey and tell me where to find it?
Would that I could. I am most apologetic, but my orders prevent me from revealing the city's secrets to outsiders.
I see. Understandable. What are your orders, if I may ask?
Well, to assist in the city's restoration, and not to reveal the secrets of the city to outsiders.
Nikos sort of scratches his chin as he says, and what if one were to restore the city, but in order to do so would require for you to reveal its secrets?
Yes, a logical question. Sadly, I don't think there's much hope of restoring the city anymore, so my orders not to reveal the city's secrets would stand. Many have tried to restore the city. They have all failed.
Well, much time has passed since your age. Magic, much like life, has continued to grow and blossom, and advances have taken firm root in the lands above. Where once people were confined to hovels or battled by ground, we now have great floating cities atop mountains and entire realms that bridge the borders between life and death. There are many things that may be possible, but of course, one of the things keeping Yithrin trapped here in this state forever is the ice flows from the north. Without the stopping of Auriel, the arguable odds of any kind of restoration happening plummet from completely illogical and impractical to absolutely not. And by simple base of logic, the removal of Auriel at least turns that chance into an opportunity that may one day happen. So long as ice continues to grow over, the city will continue to sink. And I posit that by not helping, that perhaps it is in its own way allowing the city, which, as we see, still has plenty of magic, to sink further into ruin.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, if you would, Nikos.
Grogfar! Cast guidance!
Does Grogfar have to be right next to him?
No, he does.
Yeah,
I'm just
shoot.
joking.
Okay.
It would just be funny if he did. Okay, so here we go. What is my persuasion at? Oh, actually, you know what? My persuasion is something I'm trained in. Oh, that is an unnatural 20.
Okay. He says, "You certainly make convincing arguments. However, I cannot disregard my orders. I am sorry. Might I meet your friends?"
Well, are you able to... I noticed that you seem to coalesce at the bending of the light of these crystals. Might I perhaps take one? And if you are able to project yourself through it?
Well, it doesn't quite work that way, unfortunately. If too many of the crystals are moved, I simply disappear.
I see.
How far is it distance across?
It is about, oh, that's a good question. I think it's 35 feet. Okay, so it says here, a 7-foot tall, 4-foot wide window overlooks a 35-foot wide gap. So I don't know. I think Misty Step might be 30 feet. Anyway, whatever. 30, 35, no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I say
So
I tell him about the gap, and trying to get them across to this chamber might prove difficult. If there is a way for me to take you over there, that would be easier. I'm not sure if you have a method, but
yeah, let me just see here.
can I also look around and see if
Yeah.
I can notice anything that can help us out?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Natural one.
Okay. You are so into the crystals.
Oh yeah, these
He
crystals
says,
are so pretty.
"Yes, I could make myself appear to them. Wonderful suggestion." And all of a sudden, you guys, Nikos, you see him disappear, and you guys see this figure appear before you, and says, "Hello and welcome." Oh my, such interesting creatures, and he's very fixated on you all not paying any attention to the party guests, so to speak.
Could we? So, I would ask what he was speaking about with Nikos, and I imagine he would relay that the same thing you've described, that he safeguards the secrets of the tower and that he seeks to restore it.
Yep, exactly.
Is there anything we could do to assist you in that task?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Many have tried, but it is seemingly quite hopeless.
Is there anything then that you still hope to do here in this tower?
Unfortunately, there isn't much. I've grown terribly, terribly bored. But so grateful for some new faces.
Will you be accompanying us further as we travel through the tower?
I may or may not appear in other parts of the tower. I am able to, yes. But no, I will not be accompanying you, as you say.
I hope it's not too rude to ask a question like this, but what are you exactly?
I am a creation of Iriolarthus, a sort of a servant.
Are you like the servants we've seen with the green skin that sometimes guards buildings around here?
A little bit like that, yes, but more personally suited to Iriolarthus's needs. I am a living spell.
And what spell is that exactly?
Oh, I don't know the name of it, but here I stand. I am this spell.
Grokvar looks across the chasm and beckons to Nikos.
You
I don't know
probably
if-
won't see Nikos in the window.
Oh, okay.
So
I-
I'll just go ahead.
I asked the spell, is there any other way into that room across this distance?
Oh, one need simply walk.
Oh, okay. I want to step up to the edge and then just gingerly bring one foot down in front of what looks to be open space to see if I meet any resistance.
Yes, you feel something. Solid surface below. And as you guys are watching Nikos, all of a sudden you see this bald creature man disappear. And Grokvar takes his first step out, and it's like, well, it feels solid.
I would like to open the abracadabras and reach inside and draw out. How many eggs do you think you could buy with it? One gold piece?
Oh man, you could buy a lot of eggs with a gold piece.
Like 10 dozen.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, it's like 1 foot by 1 foot on the inside in terms of a cube. So however many eggs would fit in there, I want to draw out. And I want to take them and toss them in front of me as far as I can, and see if they crack on the whatever potential hidden surface might be out there.
They do crack. Yep.
Okay.
And,
And I imagine some probably fall past into the ground below. I'm hoping it like allows me to kind of delineate what the boundaries are of this walkway.
This is funny because I made an Indiana Jones joke in the beginning, and this is literally right out of Raiders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Crusade. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems solid.
How wide is the walkway?
Yeah, you get the sense that it's probably about 3 or 4 feet wide.
Okay. I want to walk over to that room.
Okay, you do so. You can kind of crawl in this small window here, and yeah, Nikos, you are in there still, and there are fewer crystals now, but Grokvar wouldn't know how many crystals there were in the first place.
So what you see is Nikos with his nets kind of like splayed out almost in the middle of the room now. And there are 11 crystals sort of gathered up in a pile, like kind of in the center. Nikos is wearing the Chardolin glove as he's placing the last of the crystals into the nets and sort of collects these up.
Nice. You got the crystals.
Yeah. He looks and he says, "Ugh, well, that was a waste of a spell then." Seeing you all kind of walking across the bridge, he says, "Did you meet the caretaker?"
We did indeed. He's the one who told us the way to cross.
Well, helpful though he is definitely not something I want to risk angering while we are here. And I'll put the crystals in like kind of a small bag so it's not in contact with anything, and then put it in my backpack.
Yep, you managed to do so. These are yeah, they're pretty small. Let me see if I can tell you anything else about them here. Yeah, that's about it. They're small, various colored, pretty. Okay.
I take 'em.
Yep. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I couldn't find anything in here. Least of all a method to scale. Maybe one of the other rooms back where we came from would illuminate us a passage.
Why doesn't everyone except Nikos make me a perception check?
$17.
28.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
nothing gets by you, Mr. Attentive.
Grokvar, you notice a square panel on the ceiling about 30 feet above your head.
30 feet up.
It looks like it's made of wood on a stone ceiling, brick or whatever.
I want to direct the rest of the group's attention to it. What does the
does it look
surface
like
of the
it has
walls
a,
look like?
I was gonna say, does it look like it has a like a seam, like, or is it just like kind of like the wood's made of like that area is made of wood?
Yeah, it looks like it's sticking out a little bit, like it's protruding more than the stone beyond the stone bricks.
So like a door or a hatch.
You guys want me to light it on fire?
No. This should be reasonably simple.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I hand Fizwick a grappling hook and an arrow. Oh, sorry, not an arrow, a rope. Do you reckon you could shoot that up and try and snag it?
Like a pro.
And he shoots it up into the wooden panel.
Yeah, I won't even make you roll for it. It's pretty large, probably about 5 feet wide, square. And yep, sure enough, thunk, you sink an arrow into it with the rope attached. I assume you pull.
Yep.
We pulling? Okay.
Yeah. All right. The hatch creaks right open.
Guess
Federo.
we'll climb the rope.
We could have Federo fly up there if you want, or
Okay.
Yeah.
see what's in there. Take a sneaky
Federo
peek.
ascends into an oval hall glittering with frost. And just make sure I'm reading the right thing here. Yep, okay, that is correct. An oval hall glittering with frost. Carvings decorate the walls, and long icicles hang from the ceiling. A 10-foot radius dome of translucent ice encloses the area around the shaft from which Federo has just emerged. At the far end of the hall, 2 blade-shaped patches of pitch darkness hover in the air to either side of the to the double door. A glowing green crystal, roughly the size of a human fist, is set in the arch above the doorway. Yeah. Let me just make sure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yep. That is what you see through Federo's eyes, Fizwick.
Cool. He relays that to the group, and
Oh, what's the dimensions of the hatch that's been opened again? Can you remind me of that?
It's about 5 feet.
Okay.
So I guess we're going up.
If you could go up first, then make sure that the other end of the rope is secure, we could begin to climb up after you.
yeah. So Fizwick clings onto the rope and shimmies up there, the classic, and then just tries to make everything a little bit more fastened and secure on a better spot.
Yeah. So you managed to do so.
He also attaches a second rope just so they can both climb down.
Nice. Yep. So you kind of secure
So on
things up there.
the map that you've revealed here, so the opening we are coming up inside of is that circular
Yep.
object, so the dark
Yep.
circular shape.
Yeah. So there's kind of like ice surrounding it, but there's a hole in the middle that you guys are able to climb up. It's about 5 feet wide, and yeah. So
bluish-
Fizwick, the bluish is all ice, and the darker circle in the middle is the opening.
Got it.
So there are 2 double doors to the south, and carvings decorate the walls. Long icicles hang from the ceiling. There's just it's glittering with frost. And then there's 2 blade-shaped patches of pitch darkness that hover on either side of the door. So do the rest of you all climb up, or?
I will climb up. The blade shapes, are they on the wall,
They're floating.
or they're floating in front of it?
Yeah, about 5 feet in the air.
Okay. Yep. I'll climb up the rope.
Okay. Nikos, you as well?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So you guys are standing in this room here, the double doors before you. What would you like to do? Oh, I'm sorry, and I should emphasize again, a glowing green crystal, roughly the size of a human fist, is set into the arch above the doorway.
Okay. Those black blades have me worried. I don't want to send Federo, but I think Nikos currently would ask Fizwick to see if Federo can head through that door.
Before Fizwick does that, he actually just tries to see if he can get together a snowball and just throws it in a direction just to see if it triggers anything.
let me just, I think I might have messed something up, guys. YJ. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Okay, sorry. So Fizwick, you said what?
It pitches a snowball down where he would send Federo just to make sure to see if something is activated or
Yeah.
on the snowball instead of the hawk.
So you're throwing it back down the shaft from where you came, or the trap door.
Or wait, might have misunderstood. Michael, what did you want the bird to do?
Fly towards the door, which I'm thinking. I mean, Nikos is already thinking that maybe these floating black blades are going to jump and start attacking, of which the bird is expendable to Nikos, so he's asked.
Yeah. So Fizwick is going to take his snowball and he's going to throw it at the door just to see if it gets any movement.
Okay. Yeah. One of these dark blade shapes just slashes at the snowball.
Well, I think that answers our question.
And he looks at Federer.
I just saved your ass.
You've got a pretty good arm on you, Fizwick. Why don't you try and hit that green glowing gem with a snowball?
Gathers together another snowball and tries to pitch it at the smaller target. Do I have to roll anything for that, or?
Yeah, go ahead and just roll like your regular like bow attack, essentially.
$15.
Okay. Yeah, your like snowball kind of sails high enough above the blade shapes that it manages to get right near the crystal, almost hits it, and you see the crystal just like flicker a moment.
Do the swords react to the magic at all?
No, they don't. You mean like the crystal flickering?
No. When Fizwick cast snowball.
Oh, I think he just threw a snowball.
Yeah, I was
didn't he?
just throwing a snowball. Yeah.
Oh, like a regular snowball?
So
Yeah.
the first one they did, but the second one like was kind of high enough to be out of their range. So they
Okay.
probably did like kind of move a little bit, but weren't able to hit the snowball.
The gem, is it in kind of, what's it sitting in, like an
It's
enclosure?
just kind of, yeah. I mean, it's maybe a little like stone lip, and then the gem is like set inside of it.
Could Fizwick Misty step up there and take it somehow? Is there
There's
any kind
nothing
of like?
to like stand on
Gotcha.
up there. Yeah.
What about if we took, Mage Hand? What if we reached out with Mage Hand to try to pull the gem?
You could certainly try that. What's the range on Mage Hand?
It is 30 feet,
Okay.
and can't carry more than 10 pounds.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me just double check. Okay. So, it says a character.
You are dead. You touched something. You should have.
Yeah, I think that you could manage to pry it loose with Mage Hand. Yeah.
Awesome. I pull it back and pry it loose and kind of hold the Mage Hand in front of us, closer to Nikos, to see if he wants to take it or
I mean, I'll
magic
take
it up.
it.
It was glowing, and now it has gone dark. The blades are still there.
Fizwick throws another ball at the door to see if the blades are still active.
Slash.
Shit.
All right. I'm going to take out my flaming staff, and I'm going to create a wall of fire on the ceiling, so that the flames reach down and basically create like a fall of fire on top of these shadowy areas.
Okay, so you're trying to create a wall of fire that's on top of the blades.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that maybe like a 5 foot or maybe even a 2.5 foot area just underneath it is not in the fire. You know what I mean?
Ah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, so you managed to do that. There's this wall of fire, and the blades start to kind of like flail about, and they are moving closer to you.
Okay.
Shit, look what
So
you
they
did.
they're in the fire and then they move through it.
Yes.
Okay. So I need 2 dex saving throws.
Okay. Oh boy.
Maybe smash the crystal. Smash it.
Dex saving throws. Okay.
Yep.
The first one is a 5. The second one is a 4. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
No, they did not do well.
Okay.
Okay, so that is all right.
Hearing
That
lots
is
of dice.
56 points of damage,
Ooh.
fire damage,
To both of them.
to both of them.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, make sure I'm not missing any
If they take
immunities or
damage.
anything here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, they definitely seem to be flailing about. And everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
7.
Making the wall appear. They failed.
You said 56, right, Michael?
Yes,
Yeah.
56.
Okay. Yep. All right.
I think that's the biggest
Fizwick,
hit
what'd you
yet.
get?
7.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
16.
Okay. All right. And these things get... Okay, there we go. So, these blades move towards you, just kind of like, you know, taking fire damage as they come, and they're just going to move up to Nikos as the one who cast the spell, and one on Fizwick as the one who's been throwing snowballs here. And these blades just kind of slash out at you, and that is going to be a 14 to hit Nikos.
Let's see. That will not hit.
Okay,
I
and
need a
Fizwick,
16 for me. 16.
it will hit Fizwick,
Oh, son of-
and it is not going to be pretty. Oh man, that's amazing. I rolled 2 of my d10 and got 2 1s. Lucky you. And then I got a 6 and a 4, so that's going to be 12 damage.
I can use my uncanny dodge.
Okay.
You can
Yep.
use your reaction to half of the attack.
And I would definitely
6.
recommend that because I just read, unless the living spell rolled an 18 or higher on the d20 for the attack. Oh wait, no. You're good. They rolled a 15, so okay, never mind.
Okay.
Oh
So
wait,
it's only
wait, hold on. No, you're good.
Okay.
That was
It's
going
only
to be a
6
crit.
points.
Um,
Okay.
Yep. If you're having it, it's only 6 points. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So, and then. Okay. Yeah. So, Nikos and Fizwick have just been attacked, but only Fizwick took damage. It is Nikos' turn, then Grukvar, then Fizwick, then Dranyaj. Go ahead, Nikos. What would you like to do?
Are they the 2 swords still next to each other, or are they slightly further apart?
Well, it depends if you and Fizwick were standing next to each other. I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I'd say we were standing next to each other, like we'd both approach to kind of, figure out like how far we were from one another.
Yep. sounds good. Then they are both within 5 feet of you and of each other.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to cast Sword Burst, believing in Fizwick. It creates a literally like these energy swords, these psychic swords around me. It bursts within 5 foot of me.
Okay, nice. So do they have to
Dexterity
make a
saving
save?
throws.
Okay. All right, we got a 15 for the first one.
Yep. That will fail.
And a 23 for the second one.
That'll save. So they both take, well, one of them takes 11 damage, the other takes 5 damage.
Okay, one of them just dispels before you and just kind of like wisps of smoke, and it's gone. And the other one took, 11 damage and how much?
5.
Okay, 5.
Because it's halved.
All right.
And Fizwick will need to do it as well, but if I could choose, I'd like Fizwick's one to be the one that...
Yeah. Sure, absolutely. I forgot. They make a melee attack. They have preemptive strike. They make a melee attack against a creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of them. So I will make that one on Nikos.
They'll both make it then, if we're within range.
Yeah, that is a 12 to hit Nikos, so that misses.
Yep.
And then on Fizwick, it is a 20. Not a natural 20. So Fizwick's going to take some more damage here. All right, that is, oh boy, 16 plus 12. Whew. 28 damage.
Wow.
Fizwick.
So I can have it down to 14.
Yeah, but if you're using your ability again, you can, yes.
Well, I mean, I can use it every time I get damage, right?
I think so. What is it called?
Uncanny dodge. Whenever an attacker that you see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack damage against you.
Yes. Oh, you know what? Not on this one because you already used your reaction, and you only have one reaction per round.
Oh.
So on the next round, you'll be able to use it again. But unfortunately, you gotta take this one. Yeah, so that one hurts. But it's looking quite weak as it floats in front of you. And that brings us to Grukvar's turn.
Oh, sorry, not to make a point of it, but yes, Fizwick also needs to make that dex save against the blades.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, Fizwick, make a dexterity saving throw, please.
And that's a save against the blades that Nikos created?
Yep.
Okay.
13.
13 will not save.
So you take 11 damage, is that right?
Fuck.
Yep.
Yep. All right. And that brings us to Grukvar.
No, not all right. I'm down to 27 hit points right now. Like, literally, I might die if I get hit again.
Well, then you go into death saving throws. You won't die right away.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
won't
Let's stay positive.
I get
By
beat
the
up
way,
a lot.
Michael, Michael feels incredibly bad about that.
Always get my ass whooped.
Grukvar grabs hold of his warhammer with one hand and lifts off his shield with the other and smacks the warhammer against the shield to create a dolorous tone that fills the air to toll the dead, and the remaining blade must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's going to make it. That will be 17. Yep, 17.
Wow. Okay, I didn't think a blade would have that level of wisdom, but I guess it does.
Plus 0.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I
well,
rolled a 17.
all right. Well, Grukvar is shocked and appalled, but luckily, Velen steps forward and launches a witch bolt from her finger.
Okay. Love it.
And that will be, let's see here, it's +6.
So that was a cool name, Witch Bolt.
I love that spell.
17. Does a 17
That
hit?
hits. Yes.
Okay, for D12. That is 9 damage.
All right. It, as this bolt hits her, it hits the sword, it just wisps into smoke and is gone. And we are out of combat, my friends.
Nice.
We will find out, perhaps, if you guys decide to open the door, we will find out what's on the other side of this door next time. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us and joining us. Thank you guys for being awesome players. Lots more fun ahead in the central spire of Larthus. So come back and join us again in 2 weeks' time. That will be May 9, I believe it is. So yeah, and Ryan should be back with us for that one. So hope you can join us. Anything you guys want to plug before we take off here? Anything special going on?
Yeah. So in May is going to be a very, very big season for me. I am going to be helping out with Jasper's Game Week
Nice.
coming up around mid-May. That being said, I'm going to try and make sure that my schedule includes here so that I don't miss out on a single moment of gripping Yithrin action. But then I've got, I think on the 14th, May 14th. Yes. May 14th is a day-long D&D session. So we're doing a 12-hour marathon coming up on that one. Then I think my game is on I've got it all here written down like a professional because I didn't forget where I was. Here we go. I am on the 18th of May, Australian time. So that'll be the 17th. So that'll be, Tuesday 17th for folks in the US, Wednesday 18th for us in Australia. And it'll be on Argent Argent Roleplay. So yeah, that's the place that we're going to be at, and we're going to be raising money to help people who reach out and offer support to those who are going through really, really hard times. It's a great cause in the efforts for suicide prevention. So yeah, it's a very important cause to me and all the people that are involved. So yeah, if you guys feel up for it, the run dates I think for the US guys is from the 11th, and I think for the Aussies it's from the 18th. So we got 2 whole weeks of
Nice
D&D and RPG action.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, Jasper's Game Week is an awesome cause, so check that stuff out. Suicide prevention, just one of the a gaming related organization really dedicated to supporting that, and they do great work. So cool. I'm glad you're involved in that, Michael. Good for you. Will, anything special going on in the dice world?
No.
Just more pretty sparkly dice up for sale on his Etsy
The
shop.
competition, like real talk, the competition got real thick.
Yeah.
And it's caused a lack of enthusiasm to add more at the moment. Although I need to. I spent like $50 just buying the supplies that make these treasure dice, like little rhinestones and things that would often go in jewelry. And I'm just trying to get the motivation to like make it.
Yeah.
It's got some really grindy work. I don't advertise as much as I should on social media, so that's why I said I got hopefully. Well, no, it's official. I'm just trying to work it out a little bit more, trying to make it so I can give the social media posting to somebody else, because I just don't like doing it. So,
yep.
If you don't do that in this day and age, you're gonna suffer a little.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So.
Well, cool. If you're a social media expert out there, reach out to this guy. All right.
I got one to do it. I just I gotta work it out. It's like creating a job position almost.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
so,
Yep.
but
Well, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining. See some patrons in the chat. Dale, Patrick, thank you for supporting on Patreon. And thank you all for joining us and hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Hero Forge. Always adding awesome new stuff. So you can revisit literally every week and find new things. So definitely go check it out.
Can I show off something really cool that I did with Hero Forge that you guys at home could do with Hero Forge? I'll send it to you in Facebook. That's where I'll send it.
Yeah.
I've been working on a new show, a Twitch Plays show actually. So it's basically where the audience plays a character in a game that I'm running called City of Mist, and I just did the artwork for my promo. We haven't set an official day for the regular streams. We're currently doing a prologue adventure on Sunday morning for the folks in the US. And there you go. I've just sent it to the chat. And
cool.
I was just I was super chuffed at how well the Hero Forge stuff came out for that. It's noir fantasy RPG adventure type thing. And so this is a character that the audience is going to play. His name is Francis Burke. He's a paramedic who's trying to solve some mysteries in the gritty city of the Mist. But yeah, it was very, very cool to make that with the audience and
that's cool.
And do that. Yeah.
So stuff like this. I mean, we're not just talking about miniatures. We're talking about really cool part of your characters and scenes and stuff. So yeah, love it. Well, cool. All right. Well, take care, guys. Everyone, hope you can join us again in 2 weeks' time. Bye.